Hello and welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. And this week we have a very special guest with us, our first fan, you could say, our very special
literal
guest.
first fan.
Literal first fan. Cicely will tell you who it is.
It's our mom, shocker.
Hello.
And she's going to read this week's movie stuff.
Movie stuff.
It is The Nightmare Before Christmas. Came out in 1993.
Sorry.
It's rated PG. It's an hour and 16 minutes long. It got a 7.9 out of 10 on IMDb. And for those of you who don't know what the movie is about, Jack Skellington, king of Halloween Town, discovers Christmas Town, but his attempts to bring Christmas to his home causes confusion.
So this one's going to be a little different since we have a guest alongside us of talking capacity. We'll start off with, you can tell us and the people listening why you love this movie so much.
I'm a huge fan of Halloween. It's my absolute favorite holiday and anything to do with Halloween. But I didn't even see this movie in the theater. I saw it after it came out. I don't know, I'm guessing
After I was born, probably.
maybe.
What year did it come out?
It came out in
93.
93. I
Okay.
probably would have saw it before then, but I don't know. The whole thing, just from start to finish, I loved absolutely everything about it.
Okay, so what are your guys' favorite songs in this movie, since it's a musical?
This is Halloween.
That doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
What is your favorite song that is not Halloween? This is Halloween, because that's probably literally everyone's favorite.
Probably, what's this?
I mean, this is Halloween.
I said not that one.
Oh.
Any
I
other
wasn't
than that
listening.
one. Of course not.
I don't know. I mean, that's my favorite one. What do you mean?
Because I said that was everyone's favorite one.
I like the slow songs that Jack sings.
Jack's Lament, that's my favorite one.
I don't know what it's called.
It's when he's walking in the graveyard
Graveyard.
and he's saying...
Yeah.
Goes up on the mountain on the curly Q.
Yeah. When you're right to sleep. In a good way.
Obviously, Mom, your favorite character would be Jack. You have a sweater and shirt and tattoo of Jack, so I'd say that's your favorite character, correct?
Yes, he's on my socks also, just so
Oh,
you know.
okay. There you go. Sis?
I like Oogie Boogie. Ooger Booger.
Ooger Booger. I like Jack, too. It would probably be between Jack and Oogie Boogie, because they have the best songs in
Yeah.
the movie. Whenever Santa goes down into his lair.
I like Sally, too.
Yeah, Sally's a good character, too.
cute.
But they have the best song. Well, This is Halloween is about Jack, obviously, because he's that scarecrow in the beginning. But when Santa gets thrown down into the hole, that whole sequence is like one of my favorite parts of the movie. What's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is when Jack is dissecting the Christmas.
The
Stuff.
experiment scene.
Yeah.
You have one, Mom?
Mine is probably when he goes down in the hole to save Santa and Sally, and then has the hole
Yeah.
dealing with Oogie Boogie.
I like the making Christmas scene where they're all building toys and stuff. It's really Jack's singing the song while they're all building these disgusting and broken toys. It's so funny, and it like perfectly exemplifies Tim Burton's like spirit and style in that scene. Like all the weird, creepy things being put in the boxes like it's supposed to be Christmas presents.
But he wants it to be happy all at the
Yeah,
same time.
exactly.
You want to know my fear fact?
Huh.
It's not really a fear fact. I'm pretty sure they call Jack Skellington Bone Daddy.
They did
They do.
when he flips the coin into the
It's
trumpet.
So funny.
Yeah.
It threw me off.
Nice one, Bone Daddy. Yeah, I watched it
I
twice
said,
yesterday
wait,
because I kept
hold
falling
on.
asleep.
Did they just say Bone Daddy?
Yeah,
Yep.
he's a skeleton.
I love it.
And you know that's Danny Elfman's head in the...
Yeah, that was one of my fear facts. Danny Elfman's head is inside the base.
What do you mean?
So the scene where they're learning Jingle Bells or whatever,
Yeah.
he goes 1 and a 2
Oh,
and a,
the little
guy
gotcha.
in the base. Yeah, that was
Got it.
Danny Elfman's head.
Cute.
Well, Mom, do you have stuff you want to talk about in this movie? She came prepared, written
I
stuff
have
down.
some notes.
More prepared than me.
Yeah, I bought her a notebook and a pen, and she hasn't used it yet.
Do I look like I use a notebook and a pen?
But I know you forget.
Everything. Yep.
Yeah.
I know they call this Tim Burton's The
Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah.
I know the director got upset with that because Tim Burton didn't actually direct it. He's
Yeah.
just a producer.
Henry
But it's based
Selick.
off of a poem that Tim Burton wrote.
Yeah.
And the poem that he wrote only had 3 characters in it: Jack, Zero, and Santa.
Man, you're stealing my fear facts here, Mom.
The director of The Nightmare Before Christmas also did Coraline and James and the Giant Peach.
I think
Okay,
you
I
can
didn't
tell.
know that one.
You can kind of.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can definitely see it, but I didn't even know that one.
Jack's speaking voice is actually Prince Humperdinck in The Princess Bride.
Oh yeah, you've seen that, haven't
seen
you?
that?
That was
Which
the
one's-
movie I was talking about a couple episodes where the granddad's reading the story and it's the movie.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
reading it to.
His grandson in the
grandson.
bed. That was Princess Bride. I thought it was, but I didn't want
Who's
to.
in The Princess Bride that I
Carrie
know?
Ells.
Yeah, he was
I'm thinking
Robin
Anne
Hood Men in
Hathaway.
Tights. No, she wasn't in it.
That's Princess Diaries.
Princess
Yes.
Diaries.
That's
yeah.
what I know. Okay.
And Sally's voice is Catherine O'Hara
Mm-hmm.
from Beetlejuice.
Oh,
The mom.
The mom.
ghost.
Delia Dietz.
Delia.
Wait, the alive mom.
Yes.
Yeah, the alive
red
mom.
hair?
Delia
Yes.
Dietz.
Okay.
Yes.
Just trying to catch up. All right.
And the mayor's voice is Otho from Beetlejuice.
I didn't know that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Which
interesting.
is
The dude with the snappy suits.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I know him.
I
And
know
then
him.
Danny Elfman actually is Jack's singing voice, Beryl, and the clown with the tearaway face.
Ah.
Something else I had was took over 3 years to make the movie
Mm-hmm.
because it's stop action.
Stop what?
It's stop action, so they have to
You mean like stop animation? Or is that the
Animation,
same
yeah.
thing?
whatever.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Stop
Okay,
motion.
Stop motion.
Stop motion.
They build the little.
None of us
mod-
know what it is.
It's
Stop
all
motion.
three of them. It doesn't
whatever.
matter. They
Yeah.
build the little dolls
know.
and
Yeah,
take
I
pictures
watched
of it or
the-
whatever.
I watched the thing where you can watch them make Coraline.
You watch Parks and Rec?
Some.
Well, he get Adam Scott's character Ben. He gets
Mm-hmm.
depressed in one episode and he makes this stop motion movie. And he worked on it for like
Funny.
2 weeks straight, and he got like 3 seconds of a movie,
Oh my
and he was
God.
like having a midlife crisis.
That's so funny, actually.
Well, they said that the parts with Oogie Boogie, I mean, he's not on screen that much, but like at the end,
Mm.
when they tear his skin away and all the bugs, that took over 4 months just in itself.
Oh wow.
He was probably one of the hardest characters. to
Yeah,
do.
that's what I read too.
The scene at the end where they are playing hockey
Yeah.
and it's a pumpkin, but somewhere out there,
It was-
there is a version that when it comes flying at you, it is actually Tim Burton's head.
And they said Tim wouldn't like that very much, so they took
So
it
they
out.
took it out, and then the director said he was really mad that he didn't just go ask Tim, because I'm pretty sure Tim Burton probably
Would have
would've
left
said-
it in, yeah.
Left it in. And one other thing I had, Disney wanted Jack to have eyes.
No,
I know.
no.
That would have been weird.
That would have been gross.
They said it was more. He would be more expressive with eyes, but I think
Maybe, but he's a skeleton.
he's skeleton, but he's very expressive,
Without
his eyes.
his eye holes close and open and
Yeah.
stuff. But like
and his mouth changes.
he
so
doesn't
he's-
have skin. Why would he have eyes?
I don't know.
That'd be gross.
But they
He's
Look
got
at
a
his
suit though.
Yeah.
He does have a suit. It was supposed to be all
Pretty
black.
gnarly.
they added the pinstripes in after because of how dark the movie already was,
Yeah.
and they wanted him to stand out more.
Do you have scenes you want to talk about?
I just wrote down the 7 doors that they have,
All of them.
all of them.
Oh yeah,
are
that's
they?
one of my favorite scenes too. When they're showing all the doors.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, go on the Valentine's Day one. I bet that's cute in there.
It probably is. Yeah.
Valentine, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, of course, and then 4th of July.
4th of July. Oh, that would be pretty cool. A whole
I feel
world
like
of.
they should do more movie. Well, obviously it can't compare to that one, but like a spin-off where they go in all
Like
of them.
each one has
Yeah.
like a different episode of a TV show or
Yeah, that'd
something.
be
That'd be
cool.
pretty cool. But he said there would never be a sequel to it because it
No.
would ruin its like originality or whatever he
Mhm.
said.
It'd probably be really fucking hard to make too.
Probably.
I don't have the I would never have the patience to do that.
3 years.
I just don't have the patience. That's so tedious. Like,
Yeah.
Well, they had like his head. They made I want to say like 14 different facial expressions. So there's like 14
Oh, yeah.
little Jack heads floating around.
But there were over 100 different Jack models made for the movie
wow.
with 14 different expressions or whatever.
Yeah. his
And
head.
I saw a video that Danny Elfman actually has one of them
Yes.
in like
Oh,
a
wow.
jar, like a sealed jar or whatever.
Under his, yeah. I'm jealous.
Under his what? Bed?
No, just in his house.
And it's under like a.
Like a.
Like the rose from
dome.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
like
in
a,
one of
Jack.
those things.
Yes. Got it.
Actually, it looks exactly like the rose from the Beauty
like
and
the
the Beast.
Michael Jackson,
Like
like
the-
the Billie
like-
Jean glove. and
Yeah,
Yes.
it's in
the
that
rock and roll
dome
Hall of
glass
Fame.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Understood.
So obviously, This Is Halloween is the most famous song from this entire movie. Easily, probably all of our favorite. It is all of our favorite ones in the movie. And what do you think about the opening to this movie?
It gives away a clue of how Jack died.
Yeah, how do you think?
He burned to death. That's why he swallows the flame.
Yeah, that makes sense. I also like the fan theory of
I already know what you're gonna say.
the Frankendoodle dog
Yeah.
and the kid.
In Corpse Bride.
Were Zero and Jack as what Frankenweenie. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Whatever his name was. I didn't see that one actually.
It's a new breed of dog.
So Zero dies because dogs don't live that long, and
You don't have to say that. We know.
Whatever his name was in Frankenweenie. So then he becomes Zero in Halloween Town, and then the kid grows up to be Victor Van Dort in Corpse Bride, and he just so happens to marry a dead woman who then can also die again and become Sally even, and he can die by maybe, like you said, burning to death and becoming Jack Skellington. I wish that he would do something where it's like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I intended, because I really want that to be true. I want him to be I want it to be the same character in all 3 movies or something.
Frankenweenie's cute. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Super cute.
But Frankenweenie's after Corpse Bride. Like, Corpse Bride is like in like 1800s or something, and like Frankenweenie's in like 2000, so I guess it wouldn't work. But still, that would be cool if it was actually a thing.
Corpse Bride is good too.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
It's a lot.
Oh, okay.
It's like a comfort movie.
I really like the way like he comes in, like, because you see that scarecrow. If you're watching this movie for the very first time, you see the scarecrow and you don't know that that's Jack, and he like points, telling you where to go into Halloween Town or whatever, and then instantly, I love how it just like it's like seamlessly goes into like the song. It doesn't just like all of a sudden pick up and start singing or anything. It's like Danny Elfman's a genius when it comes to his music.
Yeah.
And I like how like all the shadows are popping up, and like you get to meet all the different creatures and characters of Halloween Town, and obviously most of them are like based on like what we see in Halloween, like skeletons and zombies. Like, well, I guess Sally's not really a zombie, but kind of. And like Frankenstein and the werewolf, like vampires. It's all
the witches.
Yeah, it's all like what we see. I like that. Like, there's all those kind of like creatures through all the years of folklore and whatnot.
Is Sally stuffed with leaves?
Yes.
Okay. I noticed when she jumped out of that tower, I was like, okay, were those leaves there, or did this just
No, they
fall
fell out of her.
I thought that was funny. And, like, he locked her in a tower. I'd jump out, too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna die. See ya.
Yeah. This is all I have to do is stitch myself back together.
Then he comes in and he screams because she got out. I was like, what'd you think she was gonna do?
Yeah.
You know she can jump out the window.
He gave her that big old window.
What do you think about the like reveal of the Scarecrow turning into Jack?
Oh yeah.
Like, pretend like you are watching it for the first time.
Well, he's going to be something important when he comes back out of the water. Just the way he comes out. And
the Scarecrow comes alive. You're like, oh, well, it was a Scarecrow 2 seconds ago.
And now he's Jack, King of Pumpkin.
I feel like that's a really cool way to introduce someone that's like supposed to be the king of like a town.
Mm-hmm.
And like the Pumpkin King, he had a pumpkin head, and like he was the Scarecrow of the pumpkin patch, and I think that's like a cool way to introduce and show you exactly like who he is, just by having very little telling factors. Like, all it is a Scarecrow.
Yeah.
But as soon as you learn who he is, it was like, oh, that gave everything away of who he is, like immediately.
Yeah.
I also like they were like summoning him out of the fountain.
Yes.
They were like all doing the dance and all that other stuff. I really like how they do it every year. But we do Halloween every year and we still don't get tired of it. So
yeah.
It's kind of exactly the same thing as us celebrating Halloween. They're just celebrating their king showing up.
And having another fantastic scare session.
Yeah. And then there's, right after that, the Bone Daddy that Cicely loves so much.
I have to like rewind it and be like,
he said Bone Daddy.
Did he just say that?
And then it comes into Jack's Lament, which is the one where he's sad and walking up the corkscrew hill or whatever it's called. I really like that because it's like showing how he's like become tired of doing the same thing, because who knows how long he's been dead and like in Halloween Town. And it shows like he's just tired of doing the same thing over and over again. And that's like kind of how like humans are too. They're tired of doing the same exact thing over and over and over and over again. And I also like how it changes from like sad and then like happy and then back to sad. Like I like the tone changes in it. He's like, few who can deny that at what I do I am the best. And then he like gets sad again.
Yeah.
And then it picks up a little bit and then it gets sad again.
Yeah.
Like I really like his tone changes. Well, Danny Elfman is also a genius once again. I mean, he did Elf's music too, and they were all excellent. And,
Elf as
yeah, with Will Ferrell.
Have you ever heard the conspiracy theory, like the Frankenweenie one, but with the Grinch?
Yes.
No.
How he's really the Grinch and Max too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'd
Have
be
you ever
pretty
seen that?
interesting too.
What happened? Like, obviously he was the Grinch and then he died. Then he turned into Jack Skellington.
That's interesting.
Because he
Max
never,
is Zero.
because he never really liked Christmas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Grinch didn't like Christmas. I mean, at the end, they show that he starts to like it again, but then I think when he dies and becomes the skeleton, then he's.
I thought that was cool too.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I love the Grinch. Love, love, love. Love, 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 love the Grinch.
What do you think about the Jack's Lament scene? What are your thoughts and opinions?
I think he has a funny moment in there too when he takes off his head because he can.
The Shakespearean
Speaks
quotations. I love that part too because Danny Elfman changes his voice. Like when he takes off his head, he kind of like makes his voice a little deeper, and then he puts the head back on and he goes back to normal.
Yeah.
I really like that because it kind of makes it seem like he's kind of like a ventriloquist almost. Anything else on that scene?
I don't think so. Sissy.
Then
I'm just listening to him.
yeah, she usually chimes in when she thinks of stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's the scene
Not
where he's
completely
walking
useless.
through the forest into the grove of the trees, and he's like, I always thought it was like really funny that he like falls asleep while he's walking,
Yeah.
and it's just like he's just walking and he's asleep. And what
I was like, I can really relate to that.
you probably could fall asleep while you were walking, but it's just
Probably.
funny that he just keeps walking, and he gets to this place he's never been before, and he's been there for how many years probably. And I just want to know like how he kept walking, like what kind of magic was that he was
Yeah.
still walking while he was asleep. I thought it was really funny.
Well, that's after he took his rib out and threw it to Zero.
Yeah, he threw it for Zero. Yeah.
I would honestly do that if I was a skeleton. Here, Echo. Eat up.
I also like, what do you think about the grove of the trees with all the doors scene, like when he's looking at Christmas and stuff?
I'd like to know the thought process on how he decided to go there instead of.
My opinion, probably like the colors and stuff. Like he saw the
Probably.
tree and he never seen a tree with like leaves on it before because all those trees are dead in Halloween Town, right?
Yeah, I guess it would be.
So he probably saw this like fantastic tree because like Valentine's was just a heart or it was a heart, right?
It's a
yeah.
heart.
Uh,
St. Patrick's Day is the four-leaf clover.
yeah. So
Easter's
I think
an egg.
yeah. So like, well, I guess Easter could have been like a close second.
Well, they ended up in Easter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they got the.
They probably
Easter
thought
bunny.
I'll go through the very colorful door because he
Yeah.
doesn't actually say in the movie like where he doesn't like tell him where to go, right? At first he
Doesn't he just say go get Santa?
yeah.
Go find him?
He probably like off screen said go through the colorful door.
And they're like,
Maybe.
oh, this one.
This
Yeah.
one, the Easter egg, but like it had like ornaments and all these pretty colors all over it and like a star on top. I think maybe that's
Maybe
why.
that's it. Yeah. Thanksgiving was a turkey.
Yeah, I guess it had some colors on it, but not. It was like all brown and stuff. It was
Yeah.
like on the Christmas store. There's like red, white, green, blue, like all
yeah,
these.
the tree was decorated. So
Yeah.
Probably. And I don't. Yeah, 4th of July was just. I don't remember what that one was exactly.
Yeah, I can't. Did it even show it, or did it just pan across the couple?
I think it shows it because I wrote them down.
I don't know.
So it must have been able to see it at some point.
Probably.
'Cause
And
I
then
think he goes around in a circle because they're all. The way it
Yeah,
shows,
they're
they're all in a circle.
in a circle. Yeah, I just can't for the life of me remember what the 4th of July one was.
I think it's a hat.
Yeah, you're
like a
probably-
top
yeah.
hat with the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think you're right.
This is also the scene where he opens the Christmas door and goes in. I always thought that scene looked cool too, where he's like falling down the spiral.
With the snowflakes.
Yeah.
So when he opens the door, doesn't the snowflakes come out first?
Yeah, they suck him in,
And then
and he falls in. Yeah.
falls in.
What are your thoughts about the "What's this" sequence?
Oh, he's like a little kid in a candy store.
Yeah,
I think it's funny when he grabs a snowflake.
and it pops on the snowman's
His
nose. Yeah.
because he's walking. He has no clue where he's walking. He's just in wonderment of this snowflake. And then he goes into the snowman so he can hide. And then he gets too excited and busts out of it. He's bouncing everywhere.
I like when he's like swinging across like the stuff with the umbrella, like he's like pulling himself up the houses and he's swinging across the tinsel, and he really did some damage with that umbrella, didn't he? I like when he's like going looking through all the different windows and he sees like elves making toys or
Cute.
the elf babies are all decorating the tree. And a fear fact I don't think I wrote down was that throughout the whole movie you don't see the grown-ups' faces except for that one old lady reading the story to the baby elves. That's the only adult's face you see in the whole movie.
Oh.
Yeah, all of them are purposely like, you don't see the cop's head when he's answering the phones. You
Yeah.
don't see the news reporter lady. You don't see any of the parents when they're looking out the window and
Yeah.
the cop's like calling or whatever. You don't see parents' heads. You don't see the cop's face. It's
No.
like black.
It's like Powder Puff Girls.
I don't know. It seems like it's just what the thing I read. It was like a generation thing, but I don't really. I don't know why he thought to not show adults' faces. Maybe it was just more work for them, or maybe I don't know. But
Yeah, because the cop's hidden behind a police light. Doesn't it say like police on it? And it's like a big dome.
well, when he's driving in the car, his face is just black from the shadow. He's just talking into the walkie-talkie.
Okay.
But I also like when he sneaks into the sleeping elf's room and he lays on that elf's head and then he screams, "What's this?" and the elf wakes up. I thought that scene's really funny because he was breaking and entering into this elf's house and woke up a sleeping elf and was out the door before he even woke up. I thought that part's really funny.
And then he checks under the bed.
Yeah,
Because there's no monsters under the bed. He doesn't
He's just-
understand that.
literally a kid in a candy store. Just can't believe that there's not monsters everywhere.
And he pulls the lights down and then he puts them like in his eyeballs.
Yeah. I read somewhere that Tim Burton was inspired by like toy stores on Christmas and stuff with all the like fantastical, like you want to look at everything.
Yeah.
It's like a kid walking down the street looking in the toy stores that are all decorated and lit up for Christmas and stuff.
Makes sense because he looks like a little kid that's just,
Yeah,
he didn't know
that's
where to
true.
look. He didn't know what to do with everything. And
This is also when he sees Sandy Claus for the first time too. I think that's a really cool like reveal. You don't see him or anything, you just see his shadow, but it's cool to see where they met,
Worlds collide.
worlds collide,
Yeah.
without either of them really knowing because they didn't see each other. He just like learned about him or whatever. But I also like the way it leads into the town meeting
Yeah.
scene. He's like coming back on the
little scooter with his little
yeah,
glasses
with the little
on
glasses on because he needs to protect his eyes. And
that aren't there.
I just like how they were like all sad and depressed for like the last however long he was in Christmas Town, and then he just comes strolling in with this big fantastical snowmobile thing and presents and all that other stuff.
And the poor mayor rolled the whole way down the steps for nothing.
Yeah, he wasn't even home. What did you think of the town meeting?
They are so confused.
Yeah,
They have no clue what he's talking about. And he's so excited.
he's so excited,
so
and they're trying to
excited.
make sense of it.
They think he's crazy.
Yeah, well, they're going along with it, but like they're trying to make sense of it from like
Their
their knowledge
perspective.
of like creepy, scary
Uh-huh.
stuff, and they're like, "Oh, is it supposed to be? No, that's not how it's supposed to
Yeah.
be. It's supposed to be like this. Oh, well, what if it's like this?" And he's like, "Okay, I guess that's good enough." But
And then he's like, oh, I guess I'll give them what they want.
and
that's
gave
when
him the
Santa
scary
Claus-
part. Yeah. It's kind of funny that he thought it was Sandy Claus, and it's
Claus.
like it's snow, and he doesn't have claws. It's really funny. I don't know if I wrote it down or not, but the evil queen from Snow White can be seen in the background of the town meeting. She's sitting in the last seat, and she's even holding an apple.
Is she really?
Yeah, the evil queen of Snow White, like the old hag version of
Yeah.
her, holding like gives her the apple. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's sitting in the back row.
Oh, I'm going to have to go back and watch it now. Again.
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 Yeah, I was like, "Hey mom, so you're coming to be our guest. You should, if you want, you can go home and watch Nightmare Before Christmas. Not that you need to, but I'm gonna."
I did.
I did twice, so
I had to rent it on YouTube.
it's on Disney Plus.
I know. I got logged out of Disney Plus and I couldn't figure out the password.
Okay, well I got the password.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Good to
I
know.
already spent $4.
Oh,
You
sassy.
should have texted Dad.
I know. I didn't want to bother him. He doesn't want to text passwords. So I'd have to get like a phone call with like a code.
Yeah, but
Here, guess it.
he speaks in code on the
I
phone
know,
too.
that's why I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking rent it for $4. I don't feel like
He's
doing
like,
this.
oh, E equals MC squared times the root of pi. That's what
It's
the
like-
password is.
Like, okay.
All right,
Thanks for
I
the
don't know
math
this.
homework.
Like, can you just tell me? Like,
Text him.
he just speaks in code. It's whatever. I guess it's understandable.
It's understandable, but I'm too lazy for that.
Yeah,
So
me
I
too.
spent the $4.
So I didn't have to encrypt it.
And then we're
I'd have to
going.
crack the code.
And then we're going into Cicely's favorite scene of the experiments. He's locked up in his tower. What do you
He
think
cuts-
about that scene?
He cuts open the bear.
Yeah.
I like when he tries to cut a snowflake, then he pulls it up. It's a
It's a
spider.
spider.
He's like, oh.
Like, how's this happen? After he, took the book, and I like when he goes to Dr. Finkelstein to make the reindeer.
I
Mhm.
need to borrow some things. I'm doing some experiments.
His experiments are just him breaking all of his equipment and destroying candy canes and stuff.
Oh yeah, when he dips the candy cane in and he pulls it out,
And
it's,
it's
all
just
wiggly.
like, yeah.
The
He's
heck
like,
is this
what the
thing?
heck? I like the bathtub.
Mm.
For
The
Boogie's
Bathtub,
voice.
Yeah.
The bathtub has human feet, by the way.
Ew.
They're not like bathtub feet.
They're human feet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they
like
walk-
human
it
shaped.
walks.
It looks.
Yeah.
I know. That's why.
It's like human shaped feet
Yeah.
instead of those like
I thought it
claw
was cool.
toad
It's like
things.
I wish I had a bathtub to carry me everywhere.
Yeah, seriously.
And they call them Boogie's boys. They're not all boys.
Yeah, Shock
Shock's a girl.
is a
Yeah.
girl. Yeah.
She's a witch.
Boogie's boys.
Boogie's boys.
Boogie's boys.
And
She's
she
one of the
answers to it.
boys.
She is. Gives a clue to how they die too.
Yeah,
She was shocked. She was electrocuted. That's why she's
Yeah.
shocked.
true.
Oh,
Beryl was drowned
In a barrel.
in a barrel, and Locke was locked in a freezer and froze to death. That's why his lips are blue.
That's interesting.
goodness gracious!
That's
I didn't
really
know
cool.
that.
Yeah, I didn't think of that either. I mean, guy with axe in his head was killed by an axe in his head.
Yeah.
That one too.
What explains the mayor?
His neck was broken. That's why he can go do. That's why his head
Oh, that's a
spins.
good one.
Okay,
That's why he can spin his head around.
interesting.
And then he's a politician. That's why he's two-faced.
Yeah.
I like that.
Let's think. Who else?
The
Sally
vampires
would.
are already dead, so
Yeah.
they're.
Sally must have been like dismembered
hmm
by a serial killer or something.
She was dismembered and sewn back together.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is like gorier than I knew.
Yeah.
This is why I consider it a horror movie.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's scary and creepy, but it's for family.
And the little boy running around, the little chunky little boy,
Mhm.
and the mom. If you watch 13 Ghosts, that's one of the ghosts. The mom with the boy. I don't know exactly what they're called,
Oh, really?
but she has the little boy with her, and it like resembles
The Ghoul Boy.
and his
Um,
mom, because she puts him on a leash later on in the movie. if
Yeah.
You watch.
It's also a hint to like Pugsley Adams too.
Oh, could be.
He's
Yeah.
like a chunky boy with the black and white
The
stripes.
Yep.
Chunky monkey.
Chunky monkey.
That's what I call buns.
The tar guy must have fell in like tar or quicksand or something. The sticky guy that
Yeah.
Jack gets his hand stuck on.
At one point, he just touches his nose and pulls off.
Yeah.
What
What
else?
about the dude with the mouth that he has like the
Oh.
circle teeth and like
Yeah, I don't know.
it's kind of interesting.
'Cause he's just a monster, I would say.
What about the clown with the tearaway face?
Hmm.
I'm sure he got his face torn off.
By what?
Oh.
Wood chipper?
He
I
would've
don't
been
know.
chopped to pieces if he was a wood
Yeah.
chipper.
I don't know. No, I don't know.
I
I was
don't know
just.
how you tear your face off. That's something to think about.
I mean, Art the clown ate that girl's face.
That's true.
So it's the experiment scene, and then what's after that? He says, "Eureka, we have it." Okay, then it should be making Christmas, right?
Yes, this is when they go in and decide which Christmas presents they're gonna make to give to the kids.
So this is my favorite scene of the movie, and there's like, what are some of the presents? There's a roadkill turtle.
Yeah, but he has to make it something fresher, something pleasant.
Yes, but it was a turtle, the middle smashed by a tire.
The
That's
hat.
so sad.
There's the hats. Yeah, the bat.
Does he say a bat? Does he make a bat the hat? And then he says you should use a rat.
No.
Or is it
He
backwards?
uses the rat. That's
And he
what it
says
was. And Jack tells him use a bat
Bat.
instead.
The duck.
The duck with the bullet holes.
And he has fangs too.
Yeah, the vampire duck. There's the floating round-headed
baby doll.
baby doll thing. Yeah.
Did they show you the shrunken head that they give the one little boy?
No, you don't see it until he pulls it out the present.
box.
Yeah.
That would be a nod to Beetlejuice then.
Yeah.
The shrunken head.
Oh, there's the witches or whatever with the 3 heads. They do the nesting doll.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause there's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them. And they have a nesting doll thing.
They don't show the wreath, though, until Jack puts it
No,
on the
yeah,
door.
until it's on the door. The snake, he's shoving the presents inside the snake and he starts to get sucked in. And that's all I can remember at the moment. But that's
Yeah.
my like favorite scene because they're all like chipping into the song and they're all chipping into the presents and stuff. I think it's really funny and I really like that song too.
They're all getting into the holiday spirit.
Into the spirit of Christmas.
Yep.
Creepy Christmas.
You can't have, day-old roadkill. It has to be something fresher.
Yes,
Because that
because-
makes
Like
it...
an hour ago
that-
roadkill.
That makes
Yeah,
it so
an
much
hour
better.
ago roadkill. And then it should be isn't it the suit scene where he gets his Santa suit after that?
Yeah, and he doesn't know what he's
Missing.
and then he figures it out, and that's when he sends Boogie's boys,
To go get Santa
To
and
go
bring
get
him
Santa.
Santa.
and then they bring back Bunny.
Yeah. Bunny.
Who says that? The guy with the axe in his
Yeah.
head? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bunny.
That guy was like based off of some sort of wrestler. I forget what his name was.
He reminds me of Uncle Fester.
A little bit,
Oh,
yeah.
he does, yeah.
Yeah.
But he was like based on some like real life wrestler. I can't remember what his name
Oh my
was,
gosh,
but it was
we'll have
funny.
to look that up, because
Yeah.
now I need to know.
I also like how Jack pulls his teeth out. He like pulls his
Yeah.
jaw down and he makes the big scary face and scares the crap out of
The little ones.
the trio. Yeah, it was funny.
Which shows that they're still kids, because they're still scared of...
I mean, also the guy in Kentucky thinks he's Mr. Unlucky
Yeah.
and stuff, so he still scares people like adults. So I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'd probably be scared by Jack too. In that song, he says he screams like a banshee, make you jump right out of your skin. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he's still pretty scary to some people.
Met
and-
Jack, didn't you, in
Yeah.
Salem.
I met Jack in Salem.
Hmm?
I have a picture of Jack Skellington in Salem.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
that's cool. I
He was
didn't know
really
that.
tall. He was really tall and nice. And he was on stilts for sure. 'Cause I don't think anyone's like 9 feet tall in real life.
I mean,
Maybe.
Taco Falls is a basketball player. He's 7'6".
Maybe it was the real Jack.
Maybe. Who knows?
That's it. I'm going.
You
need to go.
convinced me.
I'm
need
going
to
to find
go.
him.
I also met Michael Myers,
I sent you-
Jason.
I sent you the picture of Michael Myers when we went trick or treating with the kids.
I said hi to a Michael Myers at Bud Murphy's. Like, he was dressed fully like Michael Myers. And I said, hey, Michael. He said nothing.
Well, he's not supposed to. But
I
what
was
if
like,
his real
"Hey."
name was Michael? The dude under the Michael Myers mask.
Yeah, I was like, hey, Michael.
What if his real
He was
name
like-
was Michael?
Like, okay.
Well, he's not supposed to talk.
True. Good job, then.
Okay, so what's the next scene? We were talking about making Christmas, right?
Yeah, so then he gets his suit. Sally has her vision, which then that dates back, that could go back to her being a witch in a past life too.
True.
She has premonitions.
Yeah, it's a good point. I didn't think about it that way. I did always wonder like why she had vision, like a vision of it, like why her even.
But that, and then if she was a witch, depending on how they killed her, could have been,
Pulled by the
Pulled.
horses.
yeah. When
They used to
ripped-
tie
ripped
people by
the
the wrists
fours.
and ankles
Yeah.
to horses, and they would smack them.
and
And
they
they'd
just-
take off and rip off body parts and
Ugh.
stuff. Maybe that's what happened
Maybe
to
that's
her.
what happened to her. Maybe she would, yeah.
Either
That's how
that
she
or
was
Jack the
suspended.
Ripper, one of the two.
Yeah, but if she was a witch, then
It would have been
it would have been the
yeah,
four.
the horses.
Yeah. So then she tries to ruin the takeoff. Then
Yep,
and puts the fog into the.
into the fountain. What do you think about Zero becoming Rudolph?
He just wanted to help. He was a helpful little thing. He's so cute.
I
He
like
is so
Zero.
cute.
I have Zero out in front of the house. My wife wanted to take it down. I was like, it's Christmas too.
Yep.
It's literally called Nightmare Before Christmas.
You should hang him down here.
After, yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I'll have to hang him in the
Yeah.
corner.
It'd be a good decor.
Decor.
Well, at Lowe's, when I bought the three, I bought Jack, Zero, and Oogie Boogie. Those are my three.
Mm.
And they went from downstairs by the wood burner, since we're going to have to use that, and just went up in the loft. And now they're sitting up there because I can't put them away. They're too cute.
Now should be the scene where he's being Santa,
Yes.
which is a hilarious scene. What do you think about? What are your thoughts on that one?
My favorite, of course, is when the little boy gets the
Shrunken Head.
shrunken head.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
That's the best scene.
And I kind of like when Jack gives the little girl and boy the doll
And the duck.
and the duck, because they kind of seemed like they really wanted them
Mm-hmm.
until they came to life, and then they were like, oh, never mind. Well, this is not what I want.
I regret my decisions.
I'm just going to run away right now. And that's when the wreath comes to life and gets that old woman in the rocking chair.
Yeah.
And then he puts the snake under the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks that's a good present. I'm not so sure.
Was the snake the present, or were the presents inside the snake the present?
I think when he comes out, I don't think he has them in him when he comes out of the bag. I think he's just the snake. And then they put a couple more presents down, and then he eats them.
Well, the guy was shoving presents in his mouth.
Like a sack?
Yeah, kind of like a sack,
Oh,
and that's when
okay.
he sucks him in and starts eating him and making Christmas. So I was kind of wondering, was the snake the present, or the gifts that he was eating the present?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I also get sad at this scene because it's clear that Jack is trying. He just doesn't understand enough to know that, like, Christmas isn't supposed to be scary. And he's clearly wanting to do something good and just feel good and feel different than, you know, what he's felt for the last however many years he's been dead. And they shoot him out of the sky for it.
I know.
I would have been happy with the scary getting chased presents.
That'd be
I would have
funny.
been. It would be funny seeing a duck chase me around with bullet holes in it. It's a wooden duck. What's it gonna do to you?
Yeah.
The baby doll flying would have been kind of
I
freaky.
would have shit my pants.
Well, that was a vampire baby doll.
Yeah, that would have been
It
kind of
had
freaky.
fangs,
That
so
that
it was
one's
probably
freaky.
trying to eat
Suck
you.
the blood, yeah. But he was trying.
Yeah,
He gave it the good old college try, and he got shot out of the sky for it. That scene always makes me upset.
Well,
But I also really like the song that comes out of it when he's on the book of the headstone or whatever. I really like that song because it's kind of the same as Jack's Lament. Like, it's sad, and then it's happy, and then it's sad, and then it's happy, and then he runs into the thing. Like, I don't know. Once again, Danny Elfman being a genius.
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 Well, they did write all the music first,
Yeah.
and then they wrote the script. Based
Oh,
off,
really?
They wrote,
They started making the movie before the script was even done.
yes.
It was like halfway
Interesting.
done, then they started
I'm
making
sure
the
they
movie.
could do that, though, with how long it took.
took-
to...
Yeah,
3
with
years.
3 years, yeah.
Lots of rewrites.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Disney actually does put Jack in the villain category.
Really?
They do.
Jack?
Jack is the villain. Yeah, if you look it up, of all the Disney villains, Jack is a villain.
What?
Unless they changed it recently. Last time I looked, he was
That's
a villain.
interesting. I wouldn't think he
Not a
was the
villain.
villain.
No,
Why isn't Oogie Boogie the villain?
they're both. It's not. There's nothing in that movie that's considered good.
Except Santa, I guess. But
Except Santa. Santa would be the hero then
Oh.
of the movie because he goes back and saves Christmas after Jack.
I
ruins
suppose,
it.
but I also
Ew.
don't see Jack as a villain.
No, he was trying to do good. His heart was in the right place. He just doesn't understand because all he knows is Halloween Town.
Exactly. That's
all
why
he
that
knows
scene
is
makes
how
me
he-
sad,
I
because he gets
know.
shot out of the sky for it.
He just tries to be good.
And then this goes into, didn't you say it was your favorite scene where he goes and saves
Yes.
Sally and Santa?
Yes.
See, he's technically a hero because he goes and saves Santa, even though it was his fault.
Yeah, so he's
Yes.
not a villain.
So he's not a villain.
We should write a letter.
Because if it wasn't for Jack, Christmas never would have been saved.
Exactly, because
So he's not a villain.
Boogie was trying to boil him. Santa
Change it,
into villain.
Disney.
He is not the
Hear
villain.
us? I know you're listening.
We know you're listening. No, like, I really like that scene too because it shows like how masterful at what Jack does, like how extremely good he does his job, because he does like the jumping through the knives and he's like jumping on the guns and jumping out of the way, and like also like right in the very first second of him saving them, he pulls them out, stuffs them in an Iron Maiden, and lays on the table before Oogie even reacts.
Yeah.
Like,
Oogie
that's
had
just
no idea.
that's just how good Jack is.
Yes.
And it just shows like what he's actually supposed to be doing. I also think it's really funny that Oogie Boogie thinks that he can beat him too.
Yeah.
So it's just like, no, that's not gonna happen. Sorry.
So what would Oogie Boogie's cause of death be if he's in a burlap sack?
Magic. He was just brought together by magic and bugs. I think.
Bugs.
And bugs.
Or he was put in a burlap sack and eaten by bugs.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah.
Maggots and stuff,
Ew.
earwigs. Also, I like it's like the first appearance of like Jack and Sally's love. He's like, oh yeah, I mean,
He realizes she's the one that knows him best out of Halloween Town.
yeah,
I like when she makes him that little potion. He opens it.
The
And
butterfly.
comes.
Butterfly. Yeah, I was like,
Yes.
that's cute. Why can't anyone do that for me?
And I also like the whole ending with he apologizes to Santa, and then Santa comes back around and flies and gives him some snow. And it also kind of gives like Halloween Town the taste of Christmas that they were supposed to have. Instead of just like making toys and stealing Christmas, they get their own kind of Christmas. And then it's the pumpkin instead of Tim Burton's head scene.
I think they should have left the head in.
Yes, and Tim Burton probably would have been like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the best idea I've heard in this whole script.
I mean, it's funny that they're playing with pumpkins, but I mean,
Somebody's head would have been
somebody's
more
head,
fitting.
because they shoot the pumpkin right at the camera,
Yeah.
so you're it's the freaking head coming right at you.
Just Tim Burton's face and the like a jump scare or something. I also think it's a really good ending. You get Jack and Sally's montage thing there at the end where they're finally like saying like I love you basically.
They found each other, and now they don't have to be alone. And Sally gets out of the grips of Dr. Finkelstein, and
He has a companion. Everyone gets like a happy ending.
clearly Santa forgives him because Santa
He
flies
says,
over and says Happy
"Happy
Halloween,"
yeah.
and Jack says Merry Christmas.
Well, I have a fear fact for that one there.
Okay.
Well, it'll come up later.
Okay.
So, me and Sis have a little bit of a surprise here. We got a couple quiz questions for you.
Oh, jeez.
There's a couple on here you might not know, because I didn't know. I mean, you've obviously seen it a bunch more times than me, but there was a couple on here that I even got wrong, too. We're going to start with an easy one. What's the name of Jack's dog?
Zero.
True or false, Tim Burton directed this movie?
False.
Where can you find Spiral Hill?
It's in the cemetery.
Yeah. Who are the three people in Oogie's trio? The Oogie Boys.
Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
Yep. Okay, this one. Who's the Pumpkin King?
Jack Skellington.
That's silly. Silly.
What is Oogie Boogie's tongue?
The snake.
Yeah. What is the mayor's tie?
Oh, it's a spider.
Yeah. What kind of spider?
It's a black widow.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say a dead fish.
Dead fish. No,
That's what I thought.
Sally gives Jack a dead fish in the basket.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
But- well,
yeah, that's
fish
what it was.
bones.
Fish bones.
Fish bones, yeah.
Yeah.
Dead fish.
Dead fish.
Cause fish, yeah.
What are the three ingredients to the professor's soup?
Deadly nightshade.
Is one.
Frog's breath.
Uh-huh.
And worm's wort.
Yeah.
I think I got you that on a keychain.
Yes, it's in my
Oh,
purse.
okay.
It's
There you
on
go.
my
It's from
purse.
Spirit Halloween.
What does Jack call Santa?
Sandy Claus.
What is Jack's task for the Oogie Boys?
They have to go get Santa and bring him back.
Yeah.
Kidnap.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
They have
You
to
have to
kidnap
kidnap Santa.
This one was already said in the beginning. Out of the four choices, what did this movie start as? Dream, poem, painting, or school play?
It's a poem.
Yeah. Who did the music and lyrics?
Danny Elfman.
Who voiced Jack?
His speaking voice?
Both.
His speaking voice is Charles Sheridan,
Yeah.
and then his singing voice was Danny Elfman.
Yep. Who voiced Locke? What comedian voiced Locke?
Locke. Oh, I don't think I know that.
This?
I have no idea.
Paul Rubens. Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee
Oh
Herman.
my god.
He was Locke.
Pee-wee.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Who did the Oogie Boys accidentally bring to Jack?
The Easter Bunny.
Bonnie.
What is the theme of Oogie's lair?
It's casino night.
What bone does Jack take out and throw for 0?
His rib.
You got a 99%, Mom. Other than the Paul Rubin.
Yeah, I didn't know
one.
that. I can't believe I didn't know that.
I didn't even know who you said at first until you said Pee Wee.
Pee Wee
Yeah.
Herman, yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of people know his real name.
Okay, you guys have anything you want to talk about before I get into the fear facts? Because I got an entire page full.
No, go ahead, do this. See what we got.
Okay, so to start our fear facts, the first one I have written down is that the speech that the mayor gives is actually written on the paper in the movie. Like they actually wrote it on his scroll.
Oh wow.
So if you actually see him giving the speech in the movie and he like turns it and faces it towards the camera at one point, it's word for word written on the piece of paper.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
One of the books that Jack was reading was Rudolph, foreshadowing later Zero becoming Rudolph. He was also reading Christmas Carol. He was reading the Santa Claus book, like History of Santa Claus or whatever. There was a whole stack of like Christmas themed books that he had, but
Yeah, he had
read
Noel.
yeah.
He had what?
He had Noel.
Oh,
Which
Yep.
is not the way you spell your middle name, but
cute.
and Xmas was one of the books.
Yeah. So the grove of trees, like the different tree doors. That is actually called the Hinterlands, and it was never named in the movie until the game Kingdom Hearts came out, because they have a Nightmare Before Christmas world on Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, okay.
And if you go to the Grove of Trees, it's called the Hinterlands.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
I didn't
So
know
we
that.
never really knew the name until
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts. And guess what? I knew that before you, because I play that game
You
all the
played
time.
game.
I used to watch you play that all the time. It was pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah, it's a really good game. The town was kind of given like a living aspect, and if you pay attention in certain scenes, you can actually see like the gates swaying to the music and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of like pumpkins in the shape of a pumpkin, and like the gates and doors and whatnot. Also, my next one kind of goes into that last one. All of the houses have faces, and you can see it like in the background of the movie. Each house has a different face on it, so it's kind of like giving the town like it's alive kind of feeling. And all the different things, like Spiral Hill moves that stretches out for Jack to walk on and stuff.
That's
So
pretty cool when they
it's
do
kind of
that.
like a living town rather than anything.
And Dr. Finkelstein's
Yep.
laboratory is shaped as his head.
How I'm trying to be one day.
That's my next one.
House
His
shaped like a dog.
Finkelstein's house is supposed to take from Frankenstein,
Yeah.
the satellite pulling the electricity in to give life to his creations, and it's supposed to look like his body and his head is matching him.
Isn't his mouth just disgusting?
Yeah, it's a really weird
Like,
mouth, isn't it?
I do not like looking at his mouth.
It's weird. And when he kisses his brain and gets slapped, snapped into it. Like you said earlier, Mom, the original poem had 3 characters, Jack, Zero, and Santa. Songs written before the script, you said that. Danny Elfman sang Jack, also Barrel and Tearaway Face Clown. Took 3 years to make. Hockey was Tim Burton's head. Here is the one I was telling you earlier. There's an extended ending that they made. And the extended ending is Santa Claus finishing a poem, or making a poem as like a prologue, and it says about him going back to Halloween Town several years later, seeing that Jack and Sally have 4 to 5 skeleton children.
Oh.
And
Well, they're
you can
skeleton
actually
and
look it up on YouTube, the
rag
extended ending to Nightmare Before Christmas. It's actually, and Santa asked Jack, like, hey, if you had the chance to go back and do it all over again, knowing the knowledge you know now, would you do it? Would you still do it? And he looks at Sally and his kids, and he looks back at Santa and he says, wouldn't you? And
Yeah.
that's how it ended.
Oh, that's cute.
I wish they would have left that in, because that
Yeah.
perfectly sums up the movie. And I wanted to see the actual Jack and Sally's kids.
Yeah.
You can see it on YouTube, like they do have
Oh.
like a comic book style or pictures
Yeah.
or whatever. And there was this little skeleton with pigtails and Sally's dress. That was the cutest one. She was like hanging off of Santa's sleigh or whatever. It was just Jack's head with pigtails and Sally's dress. It was really funny. Danny Elfman has a Jack that they use in the movie, the little model. As me and Mom know, Marilyn Manson loves this movie.
Yes.
He absolutely loves this movie. He
Oh, wow.
covered This Is Halloween.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
the best cover of that song. But
I think Fallout Boy did it too.
Marilyn Manson's is better. I
But
like
yeah,
it better. But yeah, apparently he like absolutely loves this movie too, which is understandable because he's creepy too. So.
Yeah.
Man in the Base is based on Elfman.
Yep.
Here's one that I think is really funny that I didn't know. Oogie was originally supposed to be Finkelstein in disguise, and he was supposed to come out, and he was like, I don't want you, Jack. I was like jealous of Sally picking Jack over me, so but Tim Burton was pissed. So pissed, in fact, that he kicked a hole in the wall. And they changed it after that. And the crew cut the hole out of the wall and framed it. He was so pissed that he kicked a hole in the wall and they framed it.
Wow.
Wow.
And then after that, the one of the writers said, I can still write a better ending than what they had. And he like blew up and like was screaming no, you're not changing the ending, leave it alone. They never talked about it again.
Good.
That was the end of it. After seeing a hole kicked in the wall and getting screamed at, they finally shut up and let Tim Burton's ending be Tim Burton's ending, even though he wasn't like a writer, but
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that he was so pissed he kicked a hole in the wall when they framed it. That's hilarious.
Kind of funny.
I did write it down. The Evil Queen was in the back row of the meeting.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. I didn't. notice her.
Tim Burton doesn't actually see Oogie as evil, which makes sense because, I mean, Oogie Boogie was just doing his job.
True.
It was kind of Lock, Shock, and Barrel's fault that Santa got there, but he did try to kill Jack. So Jack killing Oogie in the end is justified because he tried to murder him and not, well, how could you murder a skeleton? But he tried to get rid of Jack in how many different ways. So it's not like he just murdered Oogie just for the hell of it, but he's been like a thorn in Jack's ass for how long?
Yeah.
And then he finally tries killing him and stuff.
Because Jack was double dead, according to Oogie Boogie.
You now you're double dead. Sally's sewing machine is a Black Widow with it's pulling out the
Aw,
spider web.
That's cool.
Remember when she was putting the basket down?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a little spider
Oh,
letting its
yeah.
web out. The Pudgy Ghoul Boy was a nod to Pugsley Adams. And Disney Astrology book says that Sally's birthday is on February 8th.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So she's
She's a February baby just like you.
But she'd be an Aquarius, wouldn't she?
yeah,
Because you're a Pisces.
yeah. She's an Aquarius.
That was all my fear facts that I had.
Yeah, it's pretty much hit 'em.
So, me and Cicely have a little gift for you for being our first guest on our podcast. It's we'll put a picture of it on the podcast Facebook. It's a little
so cute.
Jack
so
Skellington
cute.
tree ornament.
Oh, look at his little head.
It's a Funko Pop one, of course,
Aw.
too.
Yeah, he's
He's
cute.
so cute.
We'll
I
have to
love
take a
him.
picture and post it on
Yeah.
whenever this episode goes up. We'll post a picture of the ornament.
Thank you. He's adorable.
Look at his smile.
I can't
He's
do
so cute.
See, he can't be the villain when he
Exactly,
looks
That's
like
see?
no villain.
Also,
Even with this little evil smile on my shirt, he's kind of.
Yeah,
But that's just like ornery. That's not
Mhm.
evil.
yeah.
He's just being ornery.
It's like fun.
so our other kind of gift to you is that since you are our first guest, you will be able to pick the next movie that we're doing on January 7th.
Oh, do I have to be nice?
To
No,
me, yes.
you can pick whatever you want.
Because I was going to say Terrifier.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Cicely won't want to watch it alone, but we'll do it.
I mean, we could all watch it together. I'd watch it again. It was so good.
It's not good.
Let's do it, sis.
Terrifier!
Okay.
All right, we'll do
Yay!
Terrifier.
I'm not mentally prepared. I'll take a couple shots before that one.
Well, do you have anything you want to add?
It's funny that you said about the Valentine's Day door, or the Valentine's door.
Yeah.
So I just started reading the book, The Pumpkin Queen.
That's a sequel about Sally,
It's
right?
a sequel about Sally becoming the queen after her and Jack get married. And they go into the Valentine's door.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
their honeymoon.
Oh, that's so cute.
So you'll have to read it if you want to know what the
Yeah.
Valentine's world looks like, and it's actually really cute. So far, I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, it's interesting.
In the extended ending, all of the people come out of their respective doors too. Like a Cupid comes out of Valentine's Day,
Oh.
Santa comes out of Christmas, Halloween Town. I think there was a turkey coming out of the Thanksgiving. Like everyone
Yeah.
came out and like introduced each other. Now
That's
that they
so
knew
funny.
that like
There's other doors.
there's other existing doors.
Yeah.
So they like all came out into Halloween Town and all introduced each other, like themselves to each other too.
There's a twist with that in the book.
Really?
hmm
That's pretty cool. I'll have to get it.
I'm not gonna say anything. I mean, as soon as I'm done reading it, you can borrow it and read it. But
I'll probably get it on Audible so I can.
so you can
Listen to it, yeah.
It's very interesting. The take on it, I like it so far. Because basically, it's her turn
Yeah, to tell her story, kind of.
for her to step up and actually be who
She was supposed to be.
she's supposed to be.
Kind of like what she was created to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts over there?
Me?
Yeah.
I think it's very cute. I didn't realize it was that gory until you guys told me.
Well, I mean, it's not gory.
I mean,
it's
it's not
just
gory, but like the,
if you know
story
like the
behind it.
hints
Meanings
and
behind it,
yeah, the meanings behind it.
And I really like the aesthetic.
Of course, you had to throw that word in there. It wouldn't be a
I
slasher
do, I
siblings.
like it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a slasher siblings podcast without that
Yeah.
word thrown in. So
I like it a lot. It's very cozy. It's like Coraline cozy.
yeah.
hmm
You know what I mean? It's a cozy movie.
Well, for me, I'm kind of like obsessed with musical movies. If it's like a musical
Yeah.
type movie, I probably really like Chicago,
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Hairspray.
Okay, that's one I didn't like.
You don't like
You don't
Hairspray?
No, I don't really like Hairspray.
Not even the one with Zac Efron?
No.
Whatever.
Like Rocket Man, you know, Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, those are documentaries, but like they're musical style because they have the music in it and stuff.
Pitch Perfect.
Oh, I love Pitch
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. No, I really like this movie. I really like the writing and directing. I like that it's like a stop motion. It's not like like a fully animated movie or anything. There's a couple pieces in it, like Jack falling down the portal to Christmas Town was obviously like a CGI type thing. But I like that it's like a stop motion type movie instead of the traditional CGI animated type movie.
Uh-huh.
I really like the music. That's probably my favorite part about this movie. The songs and everything. What do you like about it, sis?
About what?
What about the movie? What do you like about the movie?
I thought I already said. I
You
don't
like
know.
the aesthetic, of
yeah,
course.
I like the aesthetic. I think, I don't know, it's just different from a lot of movies, if that makes sense.
All right, Mom. Closing statement here.
Closing statement.
What do you like about this movie?
I like the feel that it is a Halloween movie, but it's also
Christmas, yeah.
Christmas, and it's upbeat. I mean, I realize he's trying to steal
Christmas,
but he doesn't do it in a malicious way.
He's not trying to steal it.
yeah. He puts
That's
heart
the
into it.
Grinch.
He tries.
The Grinch tries to steal Christmas.
And Jack just borrows
And
it
I
from
love him, yeah. The Grinch is the best.
And I like that all these characters end up somewhere else in other movies.
Yeah.
Because Jack is actually in Beetlejuice.
You can see his head on top of
Just
Beetlejuice's
his
head.
hat when he comes out of the floor.
Really?
When he comes out and they're in the, like, he's the,
Like, he
Where
has
he
like a...
grows the long
yeah.
arms. When
The
he comes
hammers.
up and the merry-go-rounds
Yeah.
on his head, Jack's on top of his
I
head.
didn't know that. I'll have to go look.
Hmm
I love
That came out
Beetlejuice.
in '88, I think, right? So he only
Oh.
had the poem at that point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because
That's cool.
this movie came out in '93, so they didn't start writing and making the movie until 1990. So at that point, it was just a poem.
Wow, that's cool.
It's also cool to see like how this movie kind of not only like influenced Tim Burton's style,
hmm
because I mean Beetlejuice was Beetlejuice, but like it wasn't until Nightmare Before Christmas that he kind of had that certain vibe. Because like
Beetlejuice gets kind of dark.
oh yeah,
So it
but I
still
mean
has
like
Yeah.
Edward Scissorhands, you
I
get
was
like all the
gonna say that,
machines
yes.
in Edward Scissorhands like have that, they kind of look like the Ghoul Boy and like all the Lock, Shock and Barrel kind of
Yeah.
were like the egg beater guys. Like
Yeah.
it was very clear like Nightmare Before Christmas became like his style ever
Uh-huh.
since it came out. I really like that about Tim Burton movies too.
Yeah.
I also like that he always has Helena and Johnny.
Johnny Depp.
I
But-
love Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, that's a good
Cute
movie.
movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, before we end out, what do you guys rate the movie? Mom gives it a 10 out of 10.
I do. It's my absolute favorite movie ever.
Yeah, I'll say 9 out of 10. Because it's like, you know, I rate my favorite movies 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
9.5, because I also,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for like
For
that.
me, like a 10 is like The Shining or Halloween.
I'm waiting for like a perfect movie. I haven't given anything a 10 out of 10 yet.
I have.
Yeah, you give all your favorite movies
Yeah.
a 10 out of 10.
Well, you gotta.
Yeah, but no, it's right up there with like The Conjuring.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
equally as good.
This has been my favorite top movie for years. So
I mean, we all
it's
know the
gonna-
words. All the lyrics were 100%, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you
I
guys
sing the
have been watching
songs.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why when I rewatched it, I was like, I can sit on my phone. Like, I already know what happens. It's just, I'm just listening to it.
No, I'm singing along the whole time. Changing my voice when he does and changing my voices for the different characters and stuff. I get into it. This is a good ass movie.
It is.
Kidnap Mr. Santa Claus?
All right, you guys have anything else you want to add real quick?
So. No, I don't think so either.
All right, well, that concludes our Nightmare Before Christmas discussion with our special guest, our mother, your mom.
Your mom.
Next week, we'll be watching The Lodge. Neither of us have seen it, so this will be another.
The Lodge?
Yeah, this will be another movie that neither of us have seen. It's
It's-
a Christmas movie. Apparently, there's like stuck in a ski lodge or something, and like there's a serial killer.
Is there like a mom and 2 kids?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. I may have seen it.
Okay, this is a movie that I definitely haven't seen, and she might have seen.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's not confirmed.
It's not confirmed.
We'll know once I start
We'll
watching
know.
it. I'll be like, ah, shit. I think I might have watched it. I don't know.
All right. Well, we want to thank you for joining in on our Christmas special, first special guest
Yep.
episode.
You're not getting paid.
We gave her a gift,
Oh yeah,
I got Jack.
that's your payment.
and she got to pick the next movie.
Oh yeah, that's your payment. Thanks for coming.
She's mad at me.
Why would I be mad? I'm not mad.
Because I picked the Terrifier.
Oh yes, I am mad at you. I take that back.
Yeah, see.
I knew you were gonna fucking say that as soon as,
I
you were like,
can't help it.
"Do I have to be nice?" I'm like,
It's gonna be Terrifier.
I don't want to fucking watch that again.
But it's so good.
It's really not, guys.
It is.
It is.
The second one
it's
gets even
literally-
better.
No, I'm not
Yes.
watching that.
It gets even better. It's
I have
longer.
to be not sober to watch the second one.
Probably.
Really?
It would help you.
Yeah.
But it's really good too. It's better.
All right. Well, thanks for joining in this week. We'll catch you next week with The Lodge. We'll talk to you next week. I don't know why I said it twice.
Catch you later.
Bye.